This is going to be the first time I've used it. I'm going to attempt to walk us through a grammatical analysis step by step. What you see in front of you is my accordance software. So I have the Hebrew text here. I have the ESV, the NRSV, and the NIV as three translations that you can use. Again, if you don't have access to software, this is still possible, but I want you to be able to see through this. Also, open up, if you would, my document on the grammatical analysis of 1431. It looks like this, so you can see that. I may go back and forth between these, but you can have a look at the categories on here, and we'll go over this together. So let's start. Let's go with the first word. We have Vayar, Yisrael, and that would be Israel saw. Now our first word is a Vav consecutive imperfect, past narrative, the cook would say. So we need to look this up as imperfect plus Vav consecutive in the Arnold Choi book. It's also a call in terms of its stem or binyan. Let's just do the second word quickly. Yisrael. That in this case, this is a proper noun, and it functions as the subject of this clause. Well, let's go back to the Vav consecutive imperfect, or this past narrative, Vayara, right here. The call here is pretty straightforward. This is just going to indicate a fientive verb. Now, what kind of Vav consecutive imperfect, what kind of past narrative is this? So look up 3.5.1, and we have a couple of options here. Again, to discern these, what we want to do is you want to go back and look at the previous clause on there. And this is the Israelites saw the Egyptians dead on the seashore. Or so, it could be a couple of different things. Notice how our translations do this. ESV just see this as, and the NRSV both see it simply as the next thing that happens. That's going to be a sequential use of this. In other words, verse 1431 just picks up directly from what we had in verse 1430. NIV is doing something else with that. They're going to create, as you can see, NIV is a little bit more dynamic, and they're creating a dependent-independent clause in the next one to indicate how they see these other two Vav consecutives functioning. Anyway, that's the Vav consecutive imperfect, the past narrative. Then we get F Hayad Hagedolah, which is the great hand, the mighty hand of the Lord, literally. Yod in several of our translations is translated as power, which is again a metaphorical translation of hand. So what we have here is the direct object. Israel saw the great power, and here we just simply have the actual direct object, Yod, and it's modified by an adjective, which notice is the same gender, same number, and the same state. They're both definite in this case. Okay, our next word is asher, which is a relative pronoun. Remember, asher can mean who, whom, of whom, to whom, depending on the case. In this situation, this is going to be something like which. Then we have another verb, asa, which is call, perfect, third masculine singular from asa, which means did or did, and this is going to be something like which Yahweh did. So what kind of call is asa? Call is it's a fientive, it's another action, and the perfect in this case is simply used to describe completed action. Israel saw the mighty hand which the Lord did, Beit Mitzrayim. Here we have a prepositional phrase. And we have to ask, what kind of bait is this? Mitzrayim just means Egypt or Egyptians. The bait here is probably the bait of disadvantage, the idea of the Lord did this against the Egyptians. Okay, and then we have another past narrative that comes up from Yahweh. We have a third masculine plural, past narrative or Vav consecutive imperfect from Yahweh. Its subject is going to be Hayam, the people, in a singular. It's a collective noun, so it can take a plural verb in this case. And in all situations, this says the people feared. Now notice the ESV and the NRSV And in a sense, even the NIV all have the sense that something happens and then this happens. That so is a good indicator that this past narrative is carrying causative force or consequential force, as we have in 3.51. Now, this also would probably carry over to the next Vav consecutive or past narrative that we're going to have the word that's believed here, because we kind of have a compound rest of this sentence. So it's they feared the Lord and believed in Yahweh. So it's that so really kind of governs both of them, in the sense that these are both consequences of the fact that Israel saw the great power of the Lord. Again, the next word, Yahweh, the people feared the Lord. The Lord here is the direct object, and then we have, and they believed. Here we have a hiphil past narrative, or Vav consecutive imperfect from Ammon. And in this case, the hiphil is declarative force. It's really declaring or causing it's declaring their belief or their support. The word. And again, consequential force here. And this gives us, again, what's the Israel's response to God's great work? They fear the Lord and they believe in Yahweh. And the verb Ammon takes its object marked with the preposition beit. So it has a dual object here, with the Lord and with Moses. Again, I hope this helped by walking through this, where you can actually see the different translations, how it works. This isn't supposed to be an advertisement from Accordance, but you can also see the possibilities of what you could do with this program. Again, if you have any questions, let me know, and we'll continue to see